Namo Tata Bhagavato Arahato Dhamma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tata Bhagavato Arahato Dhamma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tata Bhagavato Arahato Dhamma Sambuddhassa. Namo Chia so Shiko, Chia the Goji to Mali, the Goji the Janati, the Via Tutorania Lukundani, Brahmin Level, Piati is Lucia, Ella Shiko Yara, Chia so Shiko Kata, Lauti Shija Resolution, the Yashiko Befika Sati Polar. Was a Kikurama for Yamina, she said, Yashiko. Palimura, Palimita Pokoya, so that I did a deal. Ranko, Tamada Kuno. You go ready to take your Shikota and the government. From the mountain and the Shikoti. Say ye, Teo, say ye, Loma, can we sit here on the Loma, can we sit here on the Loga Logi, the Loga Logi, Uzo Tugo, Panon Taipiro, Panon Taipiro, Neswapia, Neswapia, Uravadone, Numa, Teli, Alhansra, Gibi, Oga, Alhansra, Alhansra, Neswapia. Julia Block, Yavadoda Moha, say, you take Nipani when less of your Loma Tashin, and waited on Java Tashina. Go no Sita, go no power, here something. Tashina, Lucinati, Maria, Lisa, Puzoji Canada. Tashina, a John Gonjo, and Yai, Lisa, Gio, Puzoji Canada. That Luna, you will Kita Yavai. That's why we are to the Chikajako, you never do data and to body. And I should need a bonnet. To the be one year, a gay of Kaya, we let it be paid over. Luna, you will have Tiam as our you can. He be very and they have shot none of our poor. Young will come a young year, so that they are facing at the event. Outdanza, whoever Yaya, will tell them. My University. Let's say, Jiro, say, Jiro, no one can wish it on you. No one can wish it on you. The local Loki, the local Loki, who's all true, who's all true. Easy as man, không nhà mang cam cam gọi cô đấy tí đẹp thì là sao ya bộ ra cái lúc ya mình cô về là nhiều người lấy bao nhiêu tí và đi ra đi chỉ vì đó phía trên rồi là tí bây giờ cũng đi mà phía trên rồi là tí phía trên vì đó chỉ có asa lưu ý lưu mà ý ra chỉ ở lúc và đi ra đi cái sao hồi rồi là gì tu yêu gì cô với cái là tu đi luôn nha có lúc chán là đi sao về rồi đó cha phía gì đó cô đi được là coi sao vậy là số ấy tí gì à mà nhá một chán nhá Theravada ni mà khám bè cô vậy nhá hồng xoan chết su san xảo quỷ gà mang gan vào tí lòng về đó nhất xóa bia cố rồi sao sớm cố cùng đôi đi rồi lòng đó cố nhất xóa bia đi nhà đôi leo môi giấy tôn trình tay này Hãy Tôi cũng nghĩ chắc chắn là đi đi đó, aku ada đi ra tại là có sau khi là có nhiều chuyện mà biết được là anh có anh nhớ có lúc có sự sự Phật giáo và đạo sinh ra, anh nhớ là Phật giáo ta là đạo sinh ra vậy đó, cố gắng tu học, nên là tôi nhớ cái sĩ cả cố gắng tu, sĩ cả cố gắng tu nát thôi à, rồi nên giống tu luyện mà sự chính là đó, mà vào đi là để sau đi ra, Anapana.
Just now, Sayadawgyi explained on Namo Tassa. Namo Tassa is the way of paying respect, which dated many years back. It is the oldest form of paying respect to the Buddha. So, pay respect to the Buddha by reciting Namo Tassa Bhagavato. It is important to know the meaning. In the Arahato, it means that because Buddha was totally free from defilements, Buddha was worthy of honor and respect by the whole world. Samma Sambuddhassa, Buddha knew everything that should be known by himself without a teacher, and we pay respect to the Buddha. And we take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha by reciting Buddham Saranam Gacchami. If Buddha did not came into existence, beings will not be able to differentiate what is wholesome and what is unwholesome. Because Buddha came into existence, Buddha taught beings what was wholesome, what was unwholesome, and thus beings could refrain from the wrongdoings and beings could perform wholesome deeds. And we take refuge in the Dhamma that gives the true culture. And we take refuge in the Sangha, the disciple of the Buddha. And the audience have taken the 5 precepts.
Oh yeah. Chawan is already Singapore, your day. Singapore, I will Chawan is what she chatted. Yama the student. Giga the show. The guy to the mother body. I don't know if you just say it. When you go, Sazaya, Kuija, Kuija. Jesus Shiri Waka. The guy to Maria, Sili Vane. I'm not saying I go with it. Pampoja, go to the church, we want to come to the body. Go with you, Pampoja. Jesus Shiri, let's walk on. We do a little to let Jesus go to the other. Jesus pays up for Luluja. Do a less of value, you to less of value, Chadu, you to less of value. Told that she had every couple of problems. They are never took the other. Don't they are sound, they took the other. Therefore, I took the other, Jesus said it over. We are Pandita go to the student. We were Dhamma, Nina take on it. You send a manager of meeting. Let it get on shit the other Jamil of Cuba. Tina, Tizu by Tizu, that should be up. The other moment and our body. Tizu, she such a doing it to meet a room and I said, we are body. That's why we are doing it. Good idea, there was a warning, the tears of network.
Now, while Sayadawgyi is here in Singapore on a medical trip, the devotees who have faith and confidence in the teachings of the Buddha, these devotees have been giving their support in whatever they can, supporting with the full requisites. As these devotees have been supporting with the full requisites to the Sangha, Sayadawgyi is repaying them with the Dhamma gift. So in the worldly life, people give presents to each other. As the devotee supports the Sangha with full requisites, it is not permissible for the Sangha to give like presents as people do. So the Sangha gives Dhamma gift as paying back the gratitude. So here Sayadawgyi is giving this Dhamma gift, giving Dhamma discourse as repaying back to the devotees. So this is the way that the monks repay to the devotees by giving Dhamma gift, giving Dhamma discourses, Dhamma books as repaying the gratitude. So as the devotees support the Sangha with amisa dana, offering material things, the monks, the Sangha, be paid by Dhamma dana, giving Dhamma discourses, the Dhamma which can uplift the life of a person, whoever practices the Dhamma, so that the person will not be degraded. So as the Sangha and the devotees support each other, then it is very memorable throughout their lives, supporting each other as the devotees support the Sangha with the full requisites, and the Sangha be paid by giving Dhamma discourses. In this way, the monks and the devotees are depending on each other, and they are working for the sasana with metta and karuna, with loving kindness and compassion. In this way, both the monks and the devotees will be able to fulfill the wholesome deeds. They will be able to cultivate wholesome deeds, and it will be worthy of coming across this sasana as a human being. In repaying the gratitude of the devotees, now the Sayadawgyi will give the Dhamma discourse. And as the time is very limited, Sayadawgyi will give talk briefly as the Dhamma gift. And Sayadawgyi will give this discourse based on Anguttara Nikaya, Catuka Nipada, on the Suttanta, Sakka Suttanta. So Sayadawgyi will explain the Sakka Suttanta so that the audience will understand it well. The word Sakka means wheel, like the wheel in the vehicle. And Sakka can also mean effort. It also has other meanings. But here in Chakka Sutanta, Chakka means the wheel of conjunction, and it means sampati, the fulfillment, accomplishment, and success. So in the world, the person in the world, the person needs to be accomplished, to be successful for himself, for herself, or for the family. So the person needs to be accomplished in life. So Sayadawgyi is giving this course, Chakka Sutanta, and one needs to reflect whether one is in accordance with the teachings of the Buddha. If the person is in accordance with the teaching of the Buddha just a little, one needs to practice more in order to be in accordance with the teachings more and more, so that one will be fully accomplished. So today Sayadawgyi will give discourse on Chakka Sutanta, so that one can practice accordingly. Everyone wants accomplishment and success for oneself, one's family, and for relatives. Nobody likes losses or deficiency. Everyone feels happy when one is accomplished, fulfilled, and successful, and they do not like to have losses or deterioration. So people are satisfied when they are accomplished or successful. So one needs to know what it means to be endowed with fulfillment, accomplishment, and success. Buddha taught in Chakka Sutanta, Chatarimani Bhikkhave Vatanti. There are 4 kinds of accomplishments, fulfillment. So these 4 kinds of accomplishment, fulfillment are rotating like a wheel in the human world, in the deity world. The four kinds of accomplishment, they are not like the weather that changes from heat to cold, from damp to dry. The person or whoever is endowed with these four accomplishments, the four kinds of chakra, the wheel, will keep on rotating continuously. Whoever it is, whether a human or a deity, the four chakra will keep on rotating. The person who is endowed with four wheel of conjuncture, will prosper and flourish. Whether it is a person, a deity, a being who is endowed with the four wheel of conjuncture, the four wheel of accomplishment, will prosper and flourish with wealth. They will prosper, flourish from small to big, from low to high. And in this way, they will prosper and flourish, just like when a tree flourishes in branches, flowers, proliferate. In the same way, the person who is endowed with the four wheels of conjuncture, four wheels of accomplishment, will prosper, flourish, and proliferate. When a tree flourishes and proliferates, then it will also generate new generation of trees, as well as other people will take the gene of the tree in order to produce the new generation. In the same way, when a person is endowed with the four wheel of conjuncture, the four wheel of accomplishment, the person will prosper, flourish, proliferate, so that the person will not be inferior, the person will not be deficient, but the person prosper and flourishes in the wealth, and the person will never be inferior or degraded. In this way, the person prosper, flourishes, proliferates very soon, in no time. This is guaranteed by the Buddha.
မြတ်စွာဘုရားတတ္တဝါတွေရဲ့သဘာဝကြည့်ပြီးတော့ဒီမှာခေါ်တာပါပဲတတ္တဝါတွေဟာဒီတရားလေးကြီးလာတော့စေတသိက်ရာတွေမြင့်တယ်လားအစားစားရာပေါ်အောက်တန်းကြပဲနဲ့ဖွံ့ဖြိုးတိုးတက်လာတော့စီစီကားကားကြီးပေါ်ဒီတဏ္ဍာမကြီးဖြစ်လာတာသူတို့ကိုကြိုက်တာပဲချစ်ချင်းဖြစ်ချစ်ချင်းလူကြီးများပါပဲသို့တော့လေကားတော့မရဘူးသူအင်္ဂါကြီးဆုံးအောင်ရည်ချင်းကြီးရှိရမယ်အဲဆိုတော့ဘယ်ကပြည့်စုံအောင်မြင်မှုရည်ချင်းလေးပါပြလို့ပါတယ်ဓမ္မအဲ့ဒါကြီးပါတော့ဆိုတော့ပထမီစက်တာလေးဆိုအဲ့ဒီအရာပါတယ်ဆိုကိုယ်ရဲ့မိဝန်းထုတ်ပြီးတော့မြတ်စွာဘုရားကဆက်ဖြေထားပါတယ်အဲ့ဒီဖြေလေးကိုဒီထားရနောက်ထပ်ကြည့်ဖို့
Buddha knew the nature of beings, whether the being is small or big, low or high. The being, the person wants to prosper and they want prosperity very soon. Such kind of prosperity will not be obtained for free. One needs to be endowed with factors so that one will have accomplishment, fulfillment, and prosperity. Katamani Chattari, Buddha asked the question, and Buddha answered Buddha's own question.
Yeah, he had a particular so this is your Patolia Tanama, Nitaya Jin, the bar. Somebody would say, yo, may come free, go, Sharma, go, Koya, Jin at the bar. Alasama, we need a course in the bar, show the chat, 40 hours. ပုံပြင်းပေးရခြင်းတပါးနဲ့ Bobisakata Punyata, Shishi Babuala, Guru Shi say out, Guru Sita Tomara or Tana Shishi, Nitai Kintunga here, a Livadu Ha, said Livadu Bed, Piece of Pomi, Jim, or John, said Livadu Bed, Nesodia, as we go to Santa Pare.
The four factors as taught by the Buddha, the first one is Patirupādesavāsa, living in a suitable, appropriate place. Sappurisupavāsaya, associating with good friends. Sappurisupavāsaya, associating with friends, good companions, good teachers, good parents. Atasamapaniti, reforming oneself so that one's body, speech, and mind will be wholesome and proper. Ubhikata punyata, having done good deeds in the past, so that one will have the opportunity to purify one's body, speech, and mind. These are the four factors that are the conditions for accomplishment.
Buddha said, yes, not only Buddha and Maharabha, the correct and the work of Nani, the other PB was one of
So during the Buddha's time, Buddha taught in the Magadha language and the audience can understand. So to say it, the Dhamma discourse is finished having listened to the four factors. What do you think? So if the audience understand it, the discourse is finished. So it doesn't even take an hour. It can finish even within half an hour. What do you think? So just now, Uko-san asked Sayadawgyi to explain in detail. And Sayadawgyi said that in Burma, usually the parents teach the children what they understand about Mangala Sutta. And usually in the monasteries, the monks teach the children Mangala Sutta. But nowadays, people are away from monasteries, not going to monasteries as often. If they learn the Mangala Sutta well, these 4 chakra will be understood, because Patirupa Desavasa is included in Mangala Sutta. And the second, Sapuri Supa Vasaya, is mentioned in the Mangala Sutta as Pandita Nancha Sangaho. And Atta Samapaniti is directly in Mangala Sutta. And Pupikata Ponyata is also mentioned in Mangala Sutta directly. So for those who have learned the meanings of Mangala Sutta well, will understand the 4 wheels of accomplishment, and it will not be necessary to explain in detail.
nhung cha tâm mắc kẹt đi rồi từ cái lết bị lấy lại cái khả năng mà xin này cái này chỉ lấy thế kia vào cái điều sao thì bây giờ cái là nó sao vậy sâu mà cái là cái ta là nó coi vào mà nó không thể là gì chế của cái gì họ thay cái Dhamma đi à thì đối với ta làm mà vậy ngã phía của nó có cái cảm mà nhung cha thì sẽ chỉ lấy về Dhamma đi à thì bây giờ cái bộ của những phụ nữ là sao? Cái gì á, chỉ là xin rồi lấy cái trái ra, chỉต้องlấy bộ của những phụ. Còn á, ta mau đi xin tăng, mau đi xin tăng rồi xin phải lấy cái xin tăng để khỏi. Chỗ cái đó, cái ta mau đi thì thông cái này là thằng á, ta mau đi thì có sao bây giờ thì có khỏi lấy bây giờ thì được. Sao bây giờ thì bao giờ lấy cái chỗ giờ là cái chỗ giờ là sao vậy? Kiri caca punya naik dek kalian ambil cari boleh. Saya ikut kalau saya ikut saya orang mesti dia tahu dia. Era pergi buat kisah bahasa kalau itu. Jadi sen cái gì cái gì? Cô là chỉ có một số chuyện đó. Mình cha kia về, sinh ra đi nhà đi rồi sinh ra nhỉ. Nếu mà đi phụ hệ thì nó chỉ chế hóa thì cái này thì chỉ có thể là phong biểu là cái đó, giáo sư là cái đó, cái là cái sự là sinh ra hóa.
Most of the Burmese are familiar with Panditarama and they have recited Panditarama. They've understood briefly, but they should know how much extent they have understood. Panditarama is suitable, appropriate place. And in the olden days, it is said that the place where the Buddha came into existence, the place where the wise people such as Buddha come to existence is the place that is suitable and appropriate. And having the chance to live in such place is called Vasa. So Panditarama, having the chance to live in appropriate, suitable place where the wise person such as the Buddha come into existence. Nowadays, Buddha is no longer living, but still there is the Dhamma and the Sangha. But it can also be said that Buddha is still alive. Before Buddha attained Nibbana, Buddha comforted the Venerable Ananda that one should not think that without the teacher Buddha, there is no practice or no Dhamma. The teachings that the Buddha had given for 45 years, the teachings that were given for 45 years through the Sabhanyutta of Nisyan's knowledge, such teachings of the Buddha are left as the teacher. The teachings, the Dhamma Vinaya, are left by the Buddha. The Dhamma, which is the definite guidance and instruction in order to bring benefit and welfare of the being. By practicing accordingly to the Dhamma, one will become high and noble, and the person's mind will become mature, and the person will be free from inferiorities, and through the practice, one will be able to be free from the gravity of the defilements. In this way, the Dhamma is the definite guidance and instructions that are given so that the beings can practice accordingly to be free from the gravity of defilements. While practicing the Dhamma, there should also be discipline. The discipline is the Vinaya. As a monk, the monk needs to follow the Vinaya, the discipline, and also lay person also need to practice their respective Sila in order to keep discipline. The Dhamma Vinaya, the doctrine and the discipline, the definite guidance, instruction, and the discipline are taught by the Buddha. So these are the true culture. So when these Dhamma Vinaya are practiced, these Dhamma Vinaya will be the teacher. By practicing the Dhamma Vinaya, the person is said to be keeping the Dhamma Vinaya alive through the practice, and thus it is said that Buddha is still alive. So one should practice the Dhamma Vinaya both in theory and practice so that one will gain benefits. The Kalyana Mitra, true companion, who can guide correctly, who can guide the person correctly, accurately, according to the teachings of the Buddha, still assists in Patirupa Desavasa, suitable, appropriate place. So Patirupa Desavasa is the suitable, appropriate place where there are true companions who can give correct, precise guidance and instruction according to the teachings of the Buddha. So if the person has this first factor, Patirupa Desavasa, having the chance to live in a suitable, appropriate place where there are good teachers, good companions who give accurate guidance and instruction, such kind of person with his or her own practice will be uplifted.
Jana Lugaro, Pidivadisa, Ayara, Prita Liu, Sumya Tana, Prita Liu is a deep Beku Yahan, Beku Yahama, Beku Nitana, Sidoga, Shida, the wood of Chote, Tawari Yama Kukala. Ilashi for a thing actually, Saturday, now either you so. Toba the guy, nothing I will seek a cook where it put out now way in Utah. Lay Ubatika, and nothing I will seek a cook where it and you the me. Put out now and what you do, either you so near Tana, Pitubatita. Lady man, you tell me that people are without that city to cool me. There are good leshi, Sigaguma. Peter gave you so many a home hope, a quago 20 years. To the Bhikkhu Suraga, you have a Roja Bhikkhu Piaman. You have a Roja Tikachi Piaman. Pialu Roja Piaman. Who was a guy who level again go here, go Diago, Tangago, TV, go with Ojata now, 60 here, where they got a 20 more. The Yoga Buddha is a Piago, Diago, Tangago to the party. The level to our under the king of the 8 Machago. None of us, Yaduyo, Yadujo, Dalawe, whatever down the Pita. One morning. Umamas the Mayamia, Matin Charo, so is our Chile, San Diego, so Sisi, no Nana, Ella take out where Peter go the table among the Lord, and Peter go the Ella. Tonga, the Yatana. Now, teaching that your resolution. Did, but my own Tana Shishi, Unosita, Tomio, Tana Shishi, Nitaya, Ninaya Tana, Chia. Kudu, Yaya, Punaya Tana, the get Kudu, Punaya Tana, that take the Rosopia. Now, Pinaya, Sara, see to Namiro Pinayo, Chishi, Timothy, Chin and Pina. Now, the one Pina, who's at that table, that you will look at that you will Yamin at Anapana. Pina, John Gumiro, Lolo de Kama, Lotuza de Kama, go to a Kumina to it. Osa, the remember Yamin at Anapia, a kitchen Yao. Give me a little Diana, Jamayi to a corner. Sadi, but I call the Jama John Luiano, Kudu, Pina, Osa, Yaya Tana, so the Kukala, particularly that they did your better Tana, the Swama. You know, Singapore, Jawan, and Shani, the Kokoria, Pedro, Pelushi, Kudu, Namati Tare, Kudu, Yaya Tana here, Kudu, Dana, Kudu, Tete. If you go to the hole, they are the posting about the Pia Water and the hole. They are one of the Napanga, you got a lot of hole. The King part of the Kudu, which is the other part of the Kudu. In Yara to yourself, in Yara, Boyum and Mabile Salisina, the moment in Yara, comment to you, so that are the Pina, Tabio, Kudu, which you was a and you look at there, it's Julia, she's a little popular, she would have a Tabina, Tabina, but don't shall she, Saudi, Pilem, Shintama. She don't believe what he does, Kudu, Pina, Osa, Yabo, Yani, Tana, Yaji. Kudu Pina Usaya Tia Eta Niabe and that's what we are called the second time. They are the less of the Ayali whatever they are so good, they are some video. Kudu Pina Usaya Kudu Pina Usaya Tia Eta Niabe Tia Eta Niabe Pina Usayago, Udo Pina Usayago, Tia Dita Niabe, Tia Dita Niabe, Udo Pina Usayago, Udo Pina Usayago, Tia Dita Niabe, Tia Dita Niabe, Udo Pina Usayago, Tia Dita Niabe, Udo Pina
in the text is said as the place where there are four kinds of audiences: the bhikkhu, the male monks, the bhikkhuni, the female monks. But nowadays, the female monks, the bhikkhunis no longer exist. But if you replace by Sikhavadi, then it will not be deficient of one kind. And Upasaka, the male devotees who take refuge in the triple gem, and Upasika, the female devotees who take refuge in the triple gem. So these are the four audiences According to the text, the place where there are 4 kinds of audiences are said to be Patirupa Desavasa. If you think of Singapore, you need to consider whether the 4 kinds of audience are still present or not. When it is said bhikkhu, it means that bhikkhu should be according to the teaching of the Buddha, the kind of monks that are really in according to the teaching of the Buddha, the nuns who are really in accordance with the teaching of the Buddha, and Upasaka and Upasika, the male and female devotees who are really devotees according to the teaching of the Buddha. So when it is said Upasaka and Upasika, it should not just be ordinary devotees who follow the teachings just because it is handed down from the parents. It should not just be ordinary, vague form of Buddhists who are uncertain, who are confused. They are not counted as the true Upasaka or Upasika. In order to define Patirupa Desavasa, it should be the place where the Buddha Sasana still flourishes. It should be the place where one can purify one's body, speech, and mind through the practice. It should be the place where one can accumulate wholesome deeds, and it is the place where one gets good education, having prudent knowledge, reasoning knowledge, whether something is suitable or not, whether one is beneficial or not. So it should be the place where there is good education, and it should be the place where one can get material wealth and health and so on. So a suitable place is the place where one can get 3 things: wholesome deeds, education, and the material wealth. So Singapore, you should consider whether Singapore has all these 3. And when it is said that a suitable place is the place where one is able to accumulate wholesome deeds, it doesn't mean just dana alone. It is not enough, it is not sufficient to be doing dana. It is not sufficient to be reciting Iti Piso Bhagava. It is not sufficient just to be offering food to the Buddha. Without the practice of Satipatthana meditation, the wholesome deeds will not be as sufficient. And suitable place is where one can get good education. And Sayadawgyi also says that one should not be giving priority to the IQ, the intelligence quotient. If one is giving priority to IQ, intelligence quotient, one will not be getting SQ, the Sikha quotient, Satipatthana quotient. And if one is lacking, if one is deficient in SQ, then one's moral conduct will not be good. One's morality, one's body, speech, and mind will not be pure if one is lacking the SQ, the Sikha quotient. So the place where one gets to cultivate wholesome deeds, to get good education and get material wealth is said to be a suitable, appropriate place.
ဒီထိုင်တဲ့ဘုရားပဲ ကုသိုလ်ပညာဥစ္စာသုံးမျိုးရဆိုလို့ရှိရင်သင်္ဘောကြောင့်အတွက်ပညာရေးကတော့သိကောင်းနေတယ်မှာဟုတ်မယ်လို့ဖြစ်လိုက်တော့သိကောင်းနေတယ်မှာပါလိမ့်မယ်ဒီလိုတက်ပြီးတော့သင်္ဘောကြောင့်ပညာရေးတက်ပြီးတော့ပစ္စည်းရှာလို့ရတယ်မိမိနိုင်ငံနဲ့ဆိုင်အစီအစဉ်တွေလို့ဆိုမှာဒါနဲ့ခုနောက်နေပြီးရဲဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တစ်ဖက်ကကုသိုလ်တွေကချုပ်တဲ့နေပြီဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော့ကိုယ်ရောနှုတ်ကိုစိတ်တွေစိတ်ထားရောဒီမကြီးမတန်ရှင်းတာဖြစ်တော့ဒီမကြီးမတန်ရှင်းဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ရိုင်းစိုင်းကြမ်းတမ်းပူလောင်ပြီးတော့ဆက်ဆုပ်ဆဲဖြစ်တော့ဘုရားကလောကီပညာသောင်းနေပဲပြည်လေတော့ရတော့ရတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့အရေးကြီးတဲ့အာကြီးပေါ်ဒီကုသိုလ်ဆုံးရှုံးခံရတာကတော့သိနေတယ်ဆိုတာကိုအဲ့ဒီချက်တွေတော့လေးလေးနဲ့စဉ်းစားကြဖို့ပဲ
Among the three things, the wholesome deeds, education, and material wealth, if one has the good education to make a good living, then they think that it is good. So having good education, making a good living, earning, then they think that they are doing well. If they are satisfied with the education, making a good living, they are lacking kusala, wholesome deeds. If they are lacking wholesome deeds, the person's bodily behavior, verbal behavior, mental behavior will not be pure and clean. The person's body, speech, and mind will be crude, gross, burnt. The person's body, speech, and mind will be rude, gross, burning, if the person is lacking kusala. Even if the person has good education, earning, but the person will be lacking the most important thing. The person is deficient in wholesome deeds. So one should think over whether one is fulfilling all three or whether one is deficient in wholesome deeds.
ကုသိုလ်တရားကိုတော့ပြုနေရဌာနလေးတော့ဖြစ်တော့ဖြစ်ပါတယ်။ဒါပေမဲ့အများစုကတော့ဒါနကုသိုလ်ပြုရလို့ရှိခြေနှပ်ပြီးတော့ဒီကုသိုလ်တရားတွေသိတည်နေကြတော့ပြီးတော့ဒါနကုသိုလ်ပြုရလို့ရှိရင်လည်းဒါကုသိုလ်တရားတွေထင်နေကြတယ်။ပါပဲပြုဒါနကုသိုလ်နည်းနည်းပြုများများပြုဒါနကုသိုလ်တရားတွေမပါဘူး။အဲ့ဒါဒီစမှတ်ချက်ပါကိုကြည်တရားလမ်းကြောင်းပွင့်အောင်ပြုတတ်လို့ရှိရင်တော့နည်းနည်းတော့တော်တာပေါ့ဒီကံစုကျဲတယ်ဆိုတော့ဘယ်တော့ကိုယူလာရတော့ချမ်းသာဖို့ပဲသူကချမ်းသာလို့ကိုချမ်းသာလို့မဟုတ်ဘူးအဲ့ဒီစိတ်ထားရစတင်ရမှာဒါလို့ရှိရင်ဘယ်လိုလုပ်ချမ်းသာရပါစေဆိုတော့အဲ့ဒါလည်းမမျှော်လင့်ရဘူးငါတို့ကပြုနိုင်တယ်ဆိုတာကအလူရှိမှသိအောင်လည်းပက္ခသနာမျိုးမလုပ်ဘူးတကယ်ချမ်းသာဖို့ရဖို့ဒီပစ္စည်းသူရလို့ရှိရင်ချမ်းသာပါစေဘုရားရဲ့ကျေးဇူးတွေကိုကျင့်နိုင်ပါစေပေါ်နေပြောနိုင်ပါစေကြားနိုင်ပါစေဘုရားရဲ့ကိုတရားကြီးကိုတရားပါဆက်ပြီးအများကြီးပြန်ပွားပြီးတော့ဒီကောင်းလေးဖြစ်ကြအောင်ကြိုးစားနိုင်ပါစေဆိုတာအမျိုးမျိုးကြီးစွာထားပြီးတော့မေတ္တာနဲ့ခြေလက်သနာလို့ထည့်ပြီးတော့သူမှအဲ့ဒီဒါနဟာမုံမြတ်တဲ့ဒါနခေါ်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ဒီလောက်လုပ်ပြီးမှလည်းကိုကြီးတရားရဲ့တော့မပါဘူးအဲကိုကြီးတရားလမ်းကြောင်းပွင့်အောင်လို့သူကအခုကြီးပြပါစေအဲ့ဒီလိုဒါနမျိုးတော့ပြတော့အရေးကြီးတယ်လမ်းကြောင်းပွင့်တယ်ဆိုတာလူကြီးမှားရတယ်ဆိုတာ လောဘအလိုအားကြီးတယ်တကောကောင်းဆန်ဒီလိုစိတ်ကြီးအားကြီးနေတော့ဒီလိုစီခိုးတယ်ကာမတောင်းကြတယ်ကိုကျိုးငယ်ပြီးတော့လိမ့်နေရတယ်ဒါရဒါဆုံးရတဲ့လောဘတွေလူခဲ့နေတော့ဒီလိုကြီးတဲ့တက်ဖြတ်တယ်ဆိုတာလည်းဒေါသတွေလူခဲ့နေတော့မေတ္တာမဲ့တော့ဘုံနဲ့ဒေါသဒီကံပေါ်လို့ကိုကျိုးဆုံးအနည်းနဲ့ခံလို့ဆိုတာရှိတော့ရစ်စစ်တဲ့ဒေါသမေတ္တာကရုဏာမဲ့လို့ရှိရင်တော့ရစ်စစ်တဲ့ဒေါသလာတော့ဘုံနဲ့ဒေါသရစ်စစ်တဲ့ဒေါသလာတော့အဲ့ဒါဒီပြင်းထန်နေတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်ကကိုယ်ထီလို့ရှိရင်ဒီပွင့်လာတော့ရစ်စစ်တဲ့တက်ဖြတ်တဲ့မနာလို့ဒီဘုရားစစ်ကြီးများပြီးတော့မစားရတဲ့တဲ့တဲ့ပဲတဲ့ဒီနေ့နေ့နာအောင်ဆိုလို့လိန်နေရတဲ့ဖြစ်တဲ့ကိုဒီတရားကြီးပြတော့စီမင်းတို့တရားကလည်းဒီလိုမိစီဝါဒုက္ခပြည့်တယ်ဆိုတော့ဒီတော့အဲ့ဒါနဲ့ပြောရဲနေရှိတာဒီတော့တပည့်ဆုံးရောက်တဲ့လောဘဒေါသမောဟကင်းအောင်ပြုတတ်တဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်ဟာငါးပါးဒီကလုံဖို့အတွက်ဘာမှမခင်းတော့ဘူးအတားလေးဖွင့်နေလားအတားလေးလိုက်သွားလို့ရှိငါးပါးဒီကလုံလုံလာတယ်အဲ့ဒါတော့ကြည့်ပဲသူကအချိုးပြပါတယ်ကိုယ်ချိုးငဲ့ပြီးတော့ပြုရအလူမျိုးပကာဒနာအလူမျိုးကတော့ကိုယ်တရားလာတော့မပွင့်ဘူးပိတ်နေတယ်အော်လူတော့လူလေရှားတဲ့ဘက်ကကြည့်လို့ရှိရင်ကိုယ်တရားတွေပြည့်နေတယ်လားဖြစ်နေအဲ့တော့ဒါနကုသိုလ်ကကိုယ်တရားကိုမထင်ကြပါနဲ့ကိုယ်တရားလာရောက်ပွင့်အောင်ထားလို့ရှိရင်တော့ကောင်းပါလေနည်းနည်းလူများများလူတို့ကျုံလာပြီဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ကိုယ်တရားလာရောက်ပွင့်အောင်ပြုကြပါလို့ညီမြတ်တဲ့ဒါနဖြစ်အောင်ကြိုးစားကြပါလို့ကျွန်တော်ကလည်းဘုန်းကြီးရေးနေတဲ့တိုက်တွန်းပါတယ်
Even if it is the place where one can cultivate wholesome deeds, most of the people are satisfied by doing dana, and they do not remember that moral conduct is important. Whether one is doing dana, less or many or much, it is not moral conduct by doing dana. But if one can perform dana systematically, it can open the path to moral conduct. Offering dana, when the person offers dana, wanting others to be well and happy, then it involves metta and karuna, loving kindness and compassion. Such kind of dana, such kind of offering things with metta and karuna, loving kindness and compassion, opens the path of moral conduct, and such kind of dana is high and noble. In the other way, if the person is expecting personal gain as a result from this dana, then it will not open the path of moral conduct. People commit wrongdoings, indulging in greed, hatred, aversion, selfishness, and if one indulges in the greed becomes a stream, and the person commits wrongdoing such as stealing, sexual misconduct. If one indulges in aversion, the person commits wrongdoing such as tormenting others, killing others. Lacking metta, loving kindness, there is dosa, anger, and if there is lack of patience, forgiveness, there is cruelty, form of dosa. And there is envy, jealousy, lying, taking intoxicants. Such kind of wrongful action arises as the person indulges in greed, hatred, aversion, and delusion. When performing dana with metta and karuna, performing dana with loving kindness and compassion towards others, one removes these defilements, greed, anger, delusion, and such kind of dana opens the path of moral conduct. The person who performs dana with metta and karuna, removing the extreme form of lobha, dosa, moha, will be able to practice the 5 precepts, the moral conduct. In this way, a systematic dana opens the path of moral conduct. If the person is doing dana expecting personal gain, such kind of dana does not open the path of moral conduct. So it is important that when the person performs dana, one should do it systematically with metta and karuna, so that such systematic dana will open the path of moral conduct. And while Sayadawgyi has this opportunity, Sayadawgyi encourages that the person does the dana systematically so as to open the path of moral conduct. Doing dana systematically, opening the path of moral conduct, practicing accordingly to the Dhamma, one is said to be in the place of Patirupa Desa Vasa. One is said to be having the chance of living in a suitable place. Being in a suitable place, there will also be good teachers, good parents who can guide the way to purify one's body, speech, and mind. Being in a suitable place, there are teachers, parents who guide them how to cultivate purity in body, speech, and mind, how to cultivate knowledge. So one is also endowed with the second factor, Sapuri Supa Vasaya. And having endowed with such factors, one prospers and flourishes very soon.
အဲ့ဒါအများကြီးရှိသွားနေပါလေဒါတိအရေးကြီးပါတယ်ဒီကတော့သူတော်ကောင်းဒီကိုရတာဟာဒီကောင်းကြီးရဲ့ကုသိုလ်တရားတွေမှာရှင်အနန္ဒကတော့90ရာခိုင်နှုန်းတည်ကြတော့မြတ်စွာဘုရားရာနှုန်းတည်ကြတယ်ကုသိုလ်တရားဖြစ်ဖို့အတိတ်ကြီးကြီးပါလေတော့ဒါဖြစ်လို့လဲဆိုတော့ဒီသူကအကျိုးဖြစ်ဖို့ဒီဘောတယ်လို့အကျိုးရဖို့ရတဲ့ဒီကောင်းပါကောင်းဆွေကောင်းရောကောင်းဆရာတော်ကောင်းတွေတည်ကြီးတယ်ဒီပါဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဒီပါကိုတရားရှိရမယ်ပြီးဆုံးတယ်ဒီကောင်းမြတ်ကောင်းရင်လည်းအတတ်တည်စီဆိုတော့စသည်ပေါ့ကျောင်းစာရှိတော့မတင်ရဘူးအမှားလေးရှောင်တတ်ဖို့ရဟန်တာရကျိုးလေးပြောထားတယ်အမှားလေးကြားဖို့ရကျိုးလေးပြောထားတယ်အမှားလေးရှောင်တော့ဆိုးကျိုးရဘူးအမှားလေးဆောင်တော့ကောင်းကျိုးရတာအဲ့ဒါကိုပြောတယ်ခြေသမားလေးဒီတိုင်းကျောင်းဆရာကြီးပညာကြီးတွန်းအားပေးပြီးတော့ပညာတော့တစ်ပိုင်းဒါပေမဲ့လို့ဒါရီဆောင်ရမယ်ဆိုတော့မသိတော့ကလေးတွေဟာလူနဲ့မတူကြတဲ့အများကြီးရှိပါတယ်ကဘာနဲ့အနှံ့ပေါ်ရည်ရှိပါတယ်ဒါတိတ်ကြီးရှိတယ်ဒီမှာမိဘတို့တရားသိပြီးတော့သားသမီးတွေကိုဒီဘုရားပြည့်စုံဆရာလည်းပဲဆရာဘုရားပြည့်စုံပြီးတော့ဒီဘက်ဒီပေါ်မှာမိဘတွေဘောထားရတယ်ဒါမှသာသမီရတယ်ဒီဘပေါ်မှာတုတ်ပြန်တယ်တပည့်များလည်းဆရာပေါ်မှာတုတ်ပြန်တယ်ဘုရားရဟန်းတော်တွေဒီတိုင်းနေတာရှင်းရုံတရားသိပြီးတော့ဘုရားကြည့်တော့စစ်ဆန်ကြပြီဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော့တို့လောကကြီးပြောစရာကောင်းတယ်ဆိုတာပေါ့လေဒါစဉ်းစားရတာပေါ့
It is very important to have the chance to associate with good teachers and parents who can guide the way for the benefit of oneself as well as others. Venerable Ananda thought that it is 50% sure to gain benefit having good companion, being in a suitable place. But Buddha said that it is 100% sure that the person can cultivate wholesome deeds, having meet with good teachers and parents who can guide the way for the benefit of the person as well as for the benefit of others. In order to have one's own benefit as well as for the benefit of others, it is very important to associate with good parents and teachers. Parents should do their responsibility by forbidding their children from wrongdoings, guiding them into good things, giving them good education. It is not sufficient just to give the children the academic education, because the academic education does not enable the person to refrain from wrongdoings or to perform wholesome things. Guiding the children in order to refrain from wrongdoings. Being able to refrain from wrongdoings, the children will not be harmed. Guiding the children onto the good things, the children will benefit. And also school teachers, they should not just be pushing the students in academic education. Even if the student has good academic education, but the student will still be lacking the knowledge to refrain from wrongful deeds, to perform wholesome deeds. So if the student is lacking the knowledge to refrain from unwholesome deeds, to perform wholesome deeds, the children become inhumane. It is happening throughout the world. So, as the parents, as the teachers, they should be dutiful, they should do their responsibility by guiding their children to refrain from wrongful deeds and to perform wholesome deeds. And the students, the children, the students will respond well. Both the parents, teachers, the children, students will be dutiful to each other mutually, and the world will be very pleasant.
Dhamma tu kau nai, seorang. Jadi seorang ni juga, iba kau mak tadi kau nai. Tadi kau iba kau nai, Dhamma tadi kau cina. Saya kau mak tadi kau nai, saya kau tadi kau saya kau yang Dhamma tadi kau yang. Jadi mak seorang. Cha chi go ku phi phu ya twe chu pi lo ri chi bi kaw ni ya ku kaw ma tu kaw nai so da tu kaw se yin lo chi ko ya sa kaw tu kaw ni ko kaw na ko da de ma so de sa tu kaw se chi tu kaw se ko ya twe ko ga kaw da ke ni ne su tha da a di sa bo dai Vipassana, Vipassana, Jawali, and Jadu Vipassana. As a little bit of Change, Kingdom that we see, Kitana, that immediately have that want to be going to the people that teach our.
There is a saying in Burmese, only if the person himself, herself is well behaved, others will be well behaved. In order to make others be well behaved, the person himself, herself should be well behaved. Only then others will be well behaved. In case of parents and children, only if the parents are well behaved, the children will be well behaved. In order to make the children well behaved, the parents should be well behaved. Only then the children will be well behaved. Only if the teacher is well behaved, the students will be well behaved. In order to make the students well behaved, the teacher should be well behaved. Only then the students will be well behaved. So it is the saying that should be applied. In order to make others be well behaved, the person himself, herself should be well behaved. Only then he or she can make others to be well behaved. So while learning this saying, the Burmese who are in Burma as well as Burmese who are settling down in the other countries, they should emphasize so that they should be well behaved in order to make the children, the students be well behaved.
ဒီမှာကြာစဉ်းစားရမယ်ဒီတော့မိမိသူတစ်ပါးနောက်ဘဝဆက်ဆက်အကျိုးရှိဖို့ရအတွက်ဒီကောင်းခါကောင်းဆုကောင်းမျိုးဆရာတစ်ပါးကိုမိကိုဒီကိုရတယ်ပါတဲ့တော့မိမိသူတစ်ပါးအကျိုးရှိဖို့အတွက်ဒီနည်းဒီကုဝါစားတဲ့လေလီမာလေးဖြစ်တော့ဘဝတစ်လျှောက်လေလီမာလေးဖြစ်ဖို့ရတယ်အဲ့ဒီအရေးကြီးပါတယ်ဒီကောင်းဖြစ်ဖို့ရတယ်ကျိုးရှိဟုတ်မှမိမှန်တီကိုသူတော်ကောင်းကိုဒီခေါ်လေးတော့ပညာရှိကိုဒီခေါ်လေးပညာရှိဆိုတာစာတတ်ပြတာမဟုတ်ပညာရှိသူတော်ကောင်းကိုပြောတာကျိုးရှိဟုတ်မှမိမှန်တီကိုပညာရှိကိုဒီခေါ်လေးသူတော်ကောင်းကိုပြဆိုပါတဲ့ရှင်ဒီပဲဒီကျိုးတော်ကျိုးရှိဖို့ရပဲဒီတော့အတိညာရှိတဲ့အချိန်ကစပြီးတော့တောက်ချောက်ကိုယ်လုံးစိတ်ဓာတ်သုံးပါးလုံးရည်ကြည်ပြီးတော့သူတို့ဘာကိုမစော်ကားမိဖို့ရတွေ့ဒီရရှိဒီကိုရမယ်သူတို့နေရာဌာနနေလို့ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်အများအားဖြင့်တော့ဒီကိုရတော့ပဲဒီအဲ့ဒါလေးဆိုရမယ်ဒီချိန်မဲ့ဆိုတာအချိန်ရနေနေတော့ကျိုးရှိဟုတ်မှမိမှန်တီကိုကျိုးရှိဟုတ်မှမိမှန်တီကိုပညာရှိကိုမိခိုလေပညာရှိကိုမိခိုလေကျိုးရှိဟုတ်မှနိဗ္ဗာန်တိကိုကျိုးရှိဟုတ်မှနိဗ္ဗာန်တိကိုပညာရှိကိုမိခိုလေပညာရှိကိုမိခိုလေကျိုးရှိဟုတ်မှနိဗ္ဗာန်တိကိုပညာရှိကိုမိခိုလေကျိုးရှိဟုတ်မှနိဗ္ဗာန်တိကိုပညာရှိကိုမိခိုလေ
As a human being, in order to have one's own benefit as well as for the benefits of others, one should have the guidance of good teachers and parents. One should associate with good teachers and good parents so that one will be able to purify oneself. Practice to purify oneself in this life, which will be the good condition for the next life as well. So in order to have one's own benefit, in order to bring for the benefit of others, one should associate with wise persons as good teachers, good parents. So in order to keep one's body, speech, and mind culture, one needs the guidance of good teachers and parents. In order not to be hurting, harming others, one needs the guidance of good teachers and parents. So in this way, in order to gain benefit, in order to learn the correct method, one should have the guidance of good teachers and parents.
ဒီနေရာဌာနမှာမိဘရဲ့အတူရပါမယ်လို့မိဘတွေကိုစနစ်တကျချင်းကပ်တတ်ဖို့ဆရာသမားတွေလည်းစနစ်တကျချင်းကပ်တတ်ဖို့ဒီထည့်ပြောဖို့တောင်းပါလို့ရှင်းရတော့ကျွန်တော်ပြောရမှာပါပဲဒီတော့ဒီကောင်းဖာကောင်းရှင်းကောင်းမျိုးကောင်းဆရာသမားကောင်းမိတ်ဆွေကောင်းဒီကိုရပြီဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဒီပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေကသူတို့ထံချင်းကပ်လာတဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တွေနေဆိုဓမ္မလေးဆောင်နေရတော့ခုတော့ပြေးလိုက်တာပဲအိဗေနာလည်းပြီးတော့ဒီတရားအခြေတရားရှိပြီးတော့ကြည်သုံးရင်ကြည်သုံးတဲ့တော့ကိုယ်နဲ့တာသမီးတွေတွေဟာကျူးကြီးစုတွေအများကြီးရှိပါနိုင်ပါတယ်ဒီမှာအဲ့ဒါပါလေပါစစ်လေဆိုတော့အတ္တသမာပဏိတိအတ္တမိမိရဲ့စိတ်ထားဝါမိမိရဲ့တစ်ကိုယ်လုံးကိုယ်လုံးကိုစိတ်ထားတမ္မာနိလန်ကြပဏိတိထားခြင်းသူဖြစ်ဖြစ် Tiếp đó là sống bằng nhà đấy cũng sự chia nó cổ lại trốn chợ, nấu lại trốn chợ, xây lại xây lại trốn chợ. Trốn chợ cũng thì là nhà đó, cái là giải giải nghiệp của nó. Thì tiếp đó là nhà rồi. Thì có phải họ sẽ có những con xe đó có những khối áo thì trả lại sai thì cũng được có một tí chút này là cũng như xí được của. Yêu ý số lượng xe chúng ta thấy cũng nó sẽ ra tương quan cho bọn ấy. Yêu ý lúc xe biết là sao thì ta sẽ đi trên núi nhà rồi ý cho nên biết là sẽဖြစ်được sao vậy. Cô bảo yêu ý là đi đi. Chính lúc yêuဖြစ်rồi thì cái nó bịဖြစ်rồi. Nó lại là sự nó tất cả những gì đều bao gồm. Đang vô thay là bao gồm sự lo chuyện đó khi tôi lên là nó vậy. Cô bảo chú cha là cô chú cha ở bông tuyến rồi. Cái đó tôi bảo đi rồi chú cha thì chú cha ở bông tuyến rồi. Ngoài ra cô ta đi cha cô đi cha bây giờ giờ cả mà tăng gia đi cha. Tại vì tăng gia này bây giờ này cái sau này cái chú đi cha rồi. Lấy ra nhà ta thấy, tụi nhà ta thấy có quả vào đi. Tại vì sau này lúc gì anh này cho nên sau này cái lúc kia sao vậy? Tụi nhà bây giờ phải xin được cái tụi nhà phải xin được cái con là bây giờ con yêu là số là cũng nó sẽ ra tích cho được cái số là khi sự kiện lúc vào đi, đi vào sẽ tao nói đi vào tệ đi nào. Cô bảo đi cô có bông tuyến ra còn bông tuyến này thì bê ra. Rồi bây giờ sẽ nói là dùng thì đi đó. Cái gì này rồi nhà này chú này thì nhà này thay vì rồi chỉ họ cái gì này đó. Nếu ta đi xem nhà cô họ ta làm con chi tiết thế, từ đó là cô phải chi tiết thế. Đó là đầu tiên là chỉ có sao mấy cái khai ra đó. Tại vì lúc mà sẽ cho người sau này để cả gia cô mà liệu thì cả liệu chỉ được kia rồi đó đấy. Tôi phải nói cô là về các cái sao cho vậy đó. Tôi phải chú ý vào. Là điều thứ nhất là gì cô bị lo rồi, tôi là cô. Tại vì có nhiều gì ấy chắc gì ấy số đó đấy. Đi vào thì xong rồi rồi, sau đó thì xong rồi rồi sang cái này rồi. Tại sao mình khi đó lại có sản phẩm? Từ đó là ai xin nó bảo chỉ cái nó phải chú ý rồi. Cô chỉ là điều tra được cái chuyện là cô bị gì đi phim mà từ từ cô chạy cô ta ra được bây giờ nó là cái gì vậy? Có cái gì? Mà tiếc là lúc xưa là cũng không chạy được rồi. Nên cô chỉ là tiếc là từ bị gì cô á. Mà đâu mà tiếc vào cái lúc xưa cô mà khăn này là tôi biết khăn này sao mà cô rồi đó. Tụi nhà cô nghe nhà cô rồi đấy, họ sáng lên thế. Tụi nhà đều tết đó đấy, cô mà lại chỉ ra đi đâu vậy? Cái đó chú ý đấy đó đấy rồi. Xây đi xây ra đi tháo vào đi à, chỉ ngang cô chỉ đi à đi đâu vậy? Mà đi sáng sáng đi chỉ số số đi à cô. Con này chỉ đi sẽ chỉ nói là chỉ con tôi đi nhà cô qua đi, cái đi vào xe nó đi nhà cô. Cháu này qua đi. Tại sao đó nó lại được kiến thông về sự kiến thông này ta thấy cái về gì mà ta có những con người sẽ phải có người khi mà có những CEO gì có được con này là chỉ có cái đó chỉ có là ngã vào thì là nó chỉ là có được CEO gì con này là sinh ra chỉ có cái là cái ác tác sản phẩm bên đi khỏi tập bắt chỉ sẽ đến lúc khi rồiအဲ့ဒါလည်းသိလို့ရှိရင်မကြခင်ပဲကိုကြီးတရားတွေပြလို့အစင်တန်းလက်ရကနေပြီးတော့အစင်တန်းပြည့်တယ်မိမယာနေပြီးတော့တောက်ပြောင်းလာတယ်ကြီးမြောင်းညာနေပြီးတော့အဲ့ဒါကိုဒီမှာကောင်းတရားတွေနဲ့အများကြီးဝဲပါဆိုကြီးကောင်းရှုကောင်းလာတယ်စားစားရပါလေစားလို့လည်းကောင်းအိလို့လည်းကောင်းစားပါလေမိမိနေတဲ့ထိုင်တဲ့ခိုက်တာမှာစားသုံးရတဲ့အခြေအနေပေါ်မှာလည်းပဲစိတ်ချလက်ချနေနေတာပဲဘယ်လိုကောင်းတယ်လို့ဆိုတာရှိပါတယ် Atatama Panditi correct. Go say that I did that need Theo on Pompey. Show Yalusi, go Pompeyama, Pompey and leave a mess of your opinion. Go on Pompey. Near to our tail, can't leave it out. Give him a taxi on the deal when you go Pompeyama. But who might go to keep him home? That'll be a Viva Jim Pinno, Viva Jim Pinno, Sayadaw, the very Jim Pinno. The regular Sayadaw, Jim Pinno, Quabu Jim, Jimmy Manavilla. A little bit of she, Jamie Harry, go take on. Go say that 20 years ago, you tell what I'm company. Near Gong, Nicoya, Nigong Pagon, to go to Magon, to get this over. The Tampati said to Kuba, there were kids on Nagoya, and the Palma on Ligo, Erco prayer. A ye cheese of Atatawa said, the fire last hour. Easily and not get last hour. Missing go, we want to take it by it. They are the song. Go say that we're in their flower. Go say that we're in their flower. Need Theo on Pompey. Need Theo on Pompey. Go say that we're in their flower. Go say that we're in their flower. Need Theo on Pompey. Need Theo on Pompey. Go say that we're in their flower. Need Theo on Pompey. Go say.
Approach the parents systematically, and as time is limited, Sayadawgyi will not have the time to explain. Having the chance to get good parents, good teachers, they will give the children, the students, the Dhamma gift. So understanding the meaning from the Dhamma gift, practicing accordingly, one will gain benefit. There should be atta samapatiti. One should form and shape oneself systematically so that one's body, speech, and mind will be proper. Having good guidance and instruction from the parents and teachers, one will be able to purify one's body, speech, and mind. If the person does not receive good teachings and instructions, the person will not be able to practice, and thus his or her body, speech, and mind will not be proper. It will be rude and gross. Having stayed in a suitable, appropriate place, having the chance to meet with good parents and teachers, having the opportunity to accumulate wholesome deeds, reforming one's body, speech, and mind to be pure, clean, gentle, beautifying one's life through the practice, then one's life will become beautiful and pleasant. Refraining from wrongdoings, refraining from killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, one gains benefit. Refraining from lying, slandering, harsh speech, one benefits. Refraining from wanting to take other people's belongings by force, refraining from wanting to torment, refraining from wrong view, one will gain benefit. So in this way, having the chance to meet with good parents and teachers, one will be able to refrain from wrongdoings. Refraining from wrongdoings, one is morally uplifted, one is fulfilling good conduct as well as protecting others from being hurt. So in this way, practicing according to the guidance and instruction, one will be purified by body, speech and mind, as well as not hurting, harming others, protecting others from being hurt. Nobody wants to be hurt. One should have consideration, empathy, compassion towards others. Having consideration, compassion, empathy towards others, one refrains from wrongdoings. Refraining from wrongdoings, others do not get hurt, and at the same time, the person's body, speech, and mind becomes pure and clean. So in this way, being in a suitable place, the person gets the chance to meet with good parents and teachers who give guidance and instruction. Practicing accordingly, the person becomes purified by body, speech, and mind, as well as protecting others from being hurt. 5 precepts alone will make the surrounding very pleasant. Atta-sama-paniti is reforming oneself so that one is uplifted. So when one practices atta-sama-paniti, reforming one's body, speech and mind, one feels assured with oneself. His or her life becomes beautiful, assured, good sleeping, good eating, being assured as his or her life is beautiful, with good conduct by body, speech, and mind. One should reform oneself so that one's life will be uplifted, one's life will be pure and clean with good physical, verbal, mental behavior. So having stayed in a suitable place, having the chance to meet with good parents and teachers, one should examine oneself to which extent one is doing atta-sama-paniti, forming one's body, speech, and mind. And one should, day by day, one should examine oneself on daily basis to which extent one is practicing atta-sama-paniti, which is most important.
Sayadaw Miya Yabari. Dana Kudu Pere, a Chiga Gudita, is on Vido. You go out there, here, when you go to Chiga Kube Kudu Diari, Kudu Shea, San Tia. She be going on the she has San Nogay. The other attributary, attributary, she could go together, San No, Neo, Sayo, same San. The other she, the who college in her, she got Congress, she got Goma, you go. The who come in, she got come in, who come as he come in, come. Now, he gave the Tata. So the sea of need of the woman, you have to buy located and Tata of Tia. Tavi Mado, a county Johnny on Tory she got come in, so that Mansa Tia. Kanana, Nigo, Nigo, Middle. Middle of Johnson and Nigo Trayoshi. The two Nigo to Yaki, Oma, Middle Chi, so that body. Even when the 20 are never Tata Tina or told to that. We are going by your vision. There are another picture of the Go Power to go to Sayadaw to the Gong to me at Hanana, my young vision. And it's going to go to the Dana Kudu of Yadi, nothing more you hear. Never Nava Tila is of Jensra. He usually told she at John Kong and Lee, so that he shall. And I left from their Opi, Jakata, Yata, you hold it. She could do Hama, she could be Hama, Kongale, she gave me. Yeah, this one. She could be Hama, she could be Hama, Kongale, she gave me. Kongale, she gave me. She could be Hama, she could be Hama, Kongale, she gave me. Kongale, she gave me. So, she could be Hama.
Among these 4 wheels of accomplishment, the results are the 3: being in a suitable place where one can accumulate wholesome deeds, having the chance to associate with good teachers and parents, having the good conditions to perform wholesome deeds, and having developed knowledge. These are the resultants. Having all these conditions, one practices cultivating knowledge through the practice. The mind becomes mature, being able to withstand the worldly conditions. And finally, by realizing the first part and fruition knowledge, one will never be born in lower existences. Having attained at least the first part and fruition knowledge, one gains the guarantee in life. So one should practice in order to reach that stage of gaining guarantee by attaining the first part and fruition knowledge. So it shows that one has done good deeds in the past, meeting with the sasana, practicing according to the guidance and instruction of teachers and parents. So it is sure that one has done good deeds in the past, having the good standards of having done good deeds. Because one has done good deeds in the past, one is encountering good circumstances, good conditions in this life. And in order to be good in the future, one should be good in this life. As it is not seen what kind of good deeds one has done in the past, but one can conclude that one has done good deeds in the past, having good circumstances in this very life. So when one sees smoke, one can assume, one can come to conclusion that there is fire. In the same way, having the good circumstances, being in a suitable place, having met good teachers and parents, having the opportunity to do wholesome deeds with faith and confidence in the triple gem, forming one's body, speech and mind, having met with these good circumstances, one can conclude that there is also Pandita, having done good deeds in the past.
We come to go Sayadaw she did the Yodi. Through Senator go over the Topoya, she got down a Popo at Sia. Chino Chinga by the Tana could do the last hour. Could not say, don't know what show ya 40 hours. A lot of data could be tower. Yakuwa Koko, Puginaha. Number one, at way, Congo. Chiga, Ila Kudu Chiga, Wayota. Saudi Tetan Pira Leve, Dana Kudu, Chiga, Saudi Pira. Tilane Dana Point, Lua Yogi, Saudi Pira. No one could do what you Yashi or Saudi Pileo, no Mandala. I don't know, no one is Rishi and Davelo, David Jayama. See what you do, look at the Indian you look at a young Jaya, see what you are Mahamu. And yet, clear the travel. When you live in the good, you'll not be your Aji. Sing no Rona. You'll never chink on her. You be a look where a good day, but you'll never chink on her. Good let go higher, a pay tiger in Yale. In a boy, and yet propose he got taken in the Yago. He got a she was here, she got the easy. Dana of Yana Mamma, take and you call and look what I'm not for it. Yiki are a sitter from you think my toes in a similar tiare. Say, Sitari, show more flapper, keeping out, touching prejudice and calling a city. You know, Panjali was assisting a lady point of Yiki piece of me. Neither the metal Yavabi solution or when I chose your corner. A believer like Lotari. To hear the Chetanza, not hear the Chetanza. Tijare, a shungue, Mashle, a Neti 20, Peko, she should be a Neti or Neti 21. Since I just Samba đi chơi là nhất thì cái này nó phải khơi xí đấy, để khơi gì đó sống chung một cái này, một cái gì chịu, nhất sau đó là sống chung một cái gì chịu, ở đây thì bảo đi của đi nên là mình trả thà lại đó, cô vợ cô bảo cái giá trị, đó là bảo vào đi rồi, đó là mà kia này nó sẽ chỉ cái gì, cái biển thà vào đây là sinh ra chắc. Cô tuyệt nhanh nhanh chậm, nhanh nhanh cho nó lên xây ra đấy, phô đi đâu mà tuyệt đấy, cô tuyệt phô tuyệt hiện nam đấy, cái xe tuyệt, cho nên cô tuyệt thay đổi chi tiết, tí là thay đổi chi tiết, tí là đâu mà, thì cái chỗ này rồi cái chuyện nào tí ra rồi, tí ra, chỉ cần cô chỉ theo thì cái số nhiều rồi, sẽ tập trung được khi mà đối xử là sinh viên là theo. Cái số ở đây là nếu chúng ta bắt đầu giải quyết sự kiện của nó, cái số ông như muốn khởi lên, ta có chỉ sẽ phải đi hà để đi mà đấy, thì qua con đi chứ mà, lấy vào nhiều chứ mà, qua con đi là sẽ đến được để đi mà vậy mà, ở đây là sẽ lấy vào này cái số là có gì hà, con mong khán giả tổng số là chỉ mà vậy mà cha kia mới chỉ chuyện như nhà bị đó cái số nó là phong số khi này đi cha thì cháu này mà để nhà số là ama cái chấp nhận của đó cái hồi là cái cô tôi cháu ở đó chân nhà đi cô tôi sẽ cả tôi mà nhà số hỗ trợ họ mới đi cái số chân nhà đi các chỗ Chanya ego tu, sekatoma, Yaswa Buddha ho mei chui, Chanya ego tu sekatoma, Yaswa Buddha mai, cái số, Chanya ego tu sekatoma, Yaswa Buddha ho mei chui.
Having done good deeds in the past, meeting Vipassana, having met the good companions, good parents and teachers, one is having good circumstances in this life. So in order to make profit in the life, one needs to practice. So one needs to examine oneself, whether one is doing profit in this life, whether one is only doing dana, whether one forms oneself by practicing in order to shape one's body, speech and mind to be pure and proper. So if one performs good deeds in this life, forming oneself, forming one's body, speech and mind, with practice, one will be good in the future as well. Doing dana alone, dana gives material wealth as a result. Practicing sila, one can be reborn in good existences such as human deity. But being reborn as a human deity endowed with material wealth, it is said that one only gets one's investment without making profit. When doing business, when one does not make profit, then the business will not be good. Having done only dana, one will prosper materially. Having done sila, one will be born as a human or deity. Becoming a deity, there is no guarantee. The life of the deity is full of fun, so that when the resultant of the wholesome deed has ended, one can be reborn in lower existences again. So being a deity has no guarantee. So one should not be satisfied with dana and sila. One should have sila as the foundation, and one should practice Satipatthana meditation in order to cultivate both the mind and the knowledge. Practicing Satipatthana meditation, one will cultivate knowledge into nama, rupa, cause and effect. One will develop stage and one will develop knowledge stage by stage, and finally one can attain at least the first path and fruition knowledge through the practice of Satipatthana. Having attained at least the first path and fruition knowledge through the practice, one is totally free from lower existences, and it is the kind of profit that will never lead to loss again. So it is very important one should examine oneself whether one is making the profit or whether one is getting just the investment. And Buddha emphasizes on atta samapaniti. So one should examine to which extent one has beautified one's life. So one should examine carefully. One should be lenient on oneself. Doing dana and sila, one will not get any assurance or guarantee. One should practice Satipatthana meditation at least to the stage of attaining first stage of Magga Phala Jnana, path and fruition knowledge. So having attained Nibbana by attaining path and fruition knowledge, one will have accomplishment, and one should practice in order to attain Nibbana. So may we all be able to practice so as to gain assurance in life while having this opportunity, while in a good place where there are teachings of the Buddha, having met with good parents and teachers. One should follow the guidance and instruction accurately so as to gain accomplishment by attaining at least the first path and fruition knowledge. May you all be able to make the profit through the practice of attaining path and fruition, knowledge, attaining, realizing Nibbana. May you all be able to uplift yourself through the practice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Any questions? So Sayadawgyi said one should examine oneself. To which extent one is endowed with the full wheel of accomplishment. If one is not endowed with accomplishment of the full wheels, then there is sufficiency. If one is endowed with the four kinds of accomplishment, there will be prosperity.
Accepting.
That's okay, okay. So that going up to bring the books down. So let's go now to here.
I think Katia, I'm sorry.
Oh,
You can go down and go up.
Người ta dùng này của em.
Nó lại có nó dữ lại được rồi.
Mình nói thiền hả?
Có nó dữ lại được rồi sao thì.
Trên mặt.
Nhưng mà bây giờ mình xin sao thì mà lại không được. Cái nào mà lại trả có nó xin là sao thì.
Security gate về nào nó mới. I cannot bring up.
Here.
How sweet is that?
You just put this on the other way.
Sao chỉ được quỳ lên vậy cả? Quỳ lên mà mình ta dùng lên vậy.
Nó có cái cái gì?
Không.
Sao thì xin sao này? Thì ta sẽ trâu bộ, thì ta sẽ trâu bây giờ.
Mình đã dùng đâu? Mình đã dùng.
Nhưng mà sao thì có nó xin là được rồi.
Ai rồi ba lại mà.
Nhưng mà sao thì đâu mà.
Con là thế cho nên đỡ lòng. Dạ.
Những cái phần này của tôi nhiều cái gì mà nếu kéo đâu rồi kéo đâu cái gì cả kéo rồi nó làm gì rồi
Cái gì cả bị là
nó vẫn đi mà sao được
nhưng mà
bây giờ là tôi đi về để thì mà chạy ra xe là nó được khai lên rồi thì đi rồi đi uống thuốc gì rồi có thuốc gì rồi
là quá cảm ơn thì mà như vậy là quá cảm ơn thì vậy
cũng như tôi tên của mỏng chỉ là ta là tôi bảo mà đối hay khi tôi nói là cũng như cô thì tôi bảo là thì để khảo cô bảo mình rồi không ta là tôi cái lẽ sự giải xin bia đi vào rồi đi yêu thương người Roma khi bỏ là tan đó Adana Asati Duyaya Silivago Kapiya Karagatan Anayi Duyabagoni Doshidoka Kapiya Dhamma Tongkamyi Dongaramuga Kaumudi thì giàu. Chỉ nghe là